Disclaimer. Please note, the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Hello, everybody. It is your girl, Bindi, of the Raw and Spicy Jamaican YouTube channel. Miss Williams, if you're nasty, I would say. Anyhow. Well, it's been a journey last week and part of this week, but I am getting through it. Man, I tell you though, I have some family members that I tell people I try to live good with all of them. We might not always see eye to eye, but guess what? I love them nonetheless. And no matter how me and my cousins have not spoken in long periods, we don't have no art against each other. We just, time consume everybody nowadays. So it's like everybody do their own thing. So we don't get to speak on a regular like how we was when we were younger. So we catch up from time to time. I met me telling the people, I have some cousins, you see, on both sides. I love them. You hear me? I tell people, God must say, look down the corridors of my life before I was born and give me the best of the best, I would say. That's what I call my relatives and siblings, the best of the best. And again, let me make this disclaimer. We might not always see eye to eye on everything, but we can agree to disagree, and I still love them nonetheless. All when time family member have me up and not talk to me, and they have art against me, and they're not speaking to me, and they're not talking to me, me give them time and back away from the light and go and hold my little space over one part until they're ready to speak. And they call, I am there. I'm not bringing up what happened, why we didn't speak, or why we not, all of that. Me can't bother with that. I just live and let live and go about my business, and I'll speak to them like nothing has happened, nothing has changed, and it is what it is. It is what it is. They say you can't pick your family, but I am blessed. I am very, very blessed. I can say I am blessed to have some really good ones. And when I say me and them have the best conversations, we laugh, we cry, we just what we are. That's what we are. That's what we are. The best of times, the worst of times. I just had a death in my family on my dad's side, my father's sister. So she makes her my aunt, and she passed away, and that brings a lot of us back into where we are the talking space and talking phase, and we have a lot of laughs, and we remember a lot of old times, and we remember things from we were little children, and we just, and it shouldn't take death for us to come together, and we should really dare to speak to each other more often. And I am going to make it a point of duty to start reaching out more and talk to my cousins, to my siblings as much as I can. I always tell people, I don't want to wear cry piece. No matter who said this against who and who not like the one, me is not like that. Me always I gotta be the one for cry piece. But I will, however, tell you when I think you're wrong and when I think you're doing something to hurt someone else, right? And I will always give them this advice saying, listen, we don't get to pick our families, right? But here's what I think. I learned a few things over the last 2 to 3 years. And this is what I learned. You cannot change nobody. You cannot change no one. Your actions, however, will let people change the way they treat you, but you cannot change a person. So if it is you're going to desire a person be like you, why can't they be more like me? No, it's not so. Everybody is given a time, everybody is given a task, and everybody is given a journey. Okay? Everybody's given a journey. So I might not be where someone else is, or they're not where I am. You understand me? But guess what? I'm not where they are. But guess what? We can coexist together. We can agree, as I said, to disagree if we don't agree on certain things. But we can do it in a way where nobody now fear of nobody in them heart for years and years and years and years. I did that where my father was concerned, where I really did not care for my dad. I couldn't stand hearing his name. I couldn't, right? Because based on how I felt as a child, I felt abandoned by him. And it's just breed contempt for him over the years. It breed hate for him over the years in my heart. And it's when I got to start learning about the Most High that I say to myself, I hear plain as day, you have to let it go. You have to let him go. You have to let go of the pain and the hurt and the hate that you feel towards your dad, because you are holding up your blessing. So let it go. And I was able to let it go. I was able to let it go. Do I still remember? Yes, I do still remember. And I'm not saying he was a bad person. I didn't grow up around him. So I don't know. But a lot of us Jamaicans, I will say Jamaicans because I am a Jamaican woman and my parents are Jamaican descent. And it's sad that a lot of us is not grown up with our fathers in our lives, our, strong male presence in our lives. So a lot of us female come and look for love in the wrong places, right? And get used and abused because you are looking for that love that you didn't see from a male perspective growing up, right? That I tell people the first love that I saw of a male perspective is with my two grandfathers, both my granddads. My father's father and my mother's father. That's my picture of love, because my grandfather used to, by my father's side, he used to love his grandchildren, boy. Yes, he did. He loved his grandchildren. And my grandfather, by my mother's side, I saw love through that man's eyes. You understand me? Where he loved us. You understand me? He loved us. And that's my display of love. So to say that I had a fatherly love and fatherly embrace, I didn't have that. I didn't have that as a child growing up, right? So through my whole, I would say growing up as a young girl, growing up as a teenager, preteen, teenager, adolescent, coming up, I craved that and didn't have it. I used to look at my cousins that was raised with their dad and used to envy that, because I used to say, wow, look at that. Their father stick around even when their mother had taken off at one point. Their father still stuck around and made sure that they were okay. So I used to want that and I used to crave that and I never got it. So that's what breathed the hurt, the pain, the contempt, the hatefulness at that time of my life for years and years and years and years. It took me to be I believe in my 30s, when I started forgiving my dad, where I bring myself to be around him and speak to him and not be angry. and don't hold on to what was. You understand me? And up to today's day, I'm still looking for that relationship where we can sit down and be in the same room and have a long, long conversation, because a lot of us looking for closure, you understand, in whatever hurt that we went through as a child or will be going through as older adults. Some people let it go, some people have not let it go, and some people it's taking them a little more time to let it go. But I find that unforgiveness in a person's heart, it breathes so much discord and discontent and sickness and all of that stuff in your body, in your mind space. So I always can tell people, let it go. If someone hurt you, don't carry it around. Just forgive them. You don't have to be the best of friends. You don't have to be on one accord. Just forgive them, let it go, and move on. That's going to be my thing. This year, I said, this year is going to be a year of, I don't take no crap from people, which I'm not. I really am not. People, I'm not. No. Because you know what I also learned? I tell people you can learn by just observing and learn by just being in your quiet space and being in your own mind and think about what you think about. And I'm big on that. I think about what I think about, right? And you can teach people how you want to be treated. For years, I didn't know that. I learned that 2 years now. Yeah. So now I tell people, I'm going to teach you how to treat me. And if you're not going to abide by how I want to be treated, then we're not going to have much of nothing to say to each other. We're not going to have any kind of communication. I don't hate you, but guess what? I can't be in your space and I don't want you in my space, right? Treat people how you want to be treated. I once tell somebody that. I say, in order for you to want a good friend, why don't you practice being a good friend? Because you know what I learned, people? Be what you want to attract in your life. Okay? What you want to attract in your life, you have to be that. So if it is that you want a good friend, you have to be a good friend. You have to become a good friend. Right? Then you will attract good friends. Right? If you want a husband, how are you at being a good wife? Practice that. Because when you practice being a good wife or being a person that someone can love, you will attract the person you need. And notice I said need, not want. Because a lot of us want and need. And we still don't come to the conclusion yet that our needs are differ from our wants. Our wants is short-lived. Our needs is always going to be. Okay? So saying that to say, yeah, I want you guys to come into a space of your mind where you change your thinking. Again, I'm a big promoter of changing your thinking. Changing your thinking to change your life, right? That's exactly how you're going to change your life, by changing your thinking, right? Our thinking process has to change. Everything starts from the mind, right? And if we want to see a better future for ourselves, our families, our children, grandchildren, whatsoever, you have to be the change you want to see. Be that change, right? Be the change you want to see. I have lately been watching Golas Smith TV on YouTube, and I've come to notice something about this young man. He has a channel where he promotes cooking different kind of foods and going to different places and cooking different kind of food and making some different awesome things that would be like, you look at it and be like, wow, that looks good, right? Because, and what I noticed that the guys that he has around him, them guys that him just embrace them. Some are just friends. I don't even know if any of those guys that he's around him is family. But he embraced them and let them feel good. He let them be a part of what he's doing, right? And I compliment that. I compliment that so much, right? So saying that to say, I want to change some things and change some ways of how I used to be to who I now am. And I tell people, do the same. Be what you want to attract, right? And it starts from the mind process, right? So saying that to say, guys, I only run on here to just say this and share, and because I feel so good. Me and the conversation that me and my cousin had, we was just laughing away when he said to me, I ain't trying to be no more Captain Save a Hoe. And I'm like, okay, well, I ain't trying to be no more, take on no more prayer project to end up with spiritual STDs, right? So we just bust out laughing and we talk for hours and hours, That's how I get with my family members when we get on to talking to each other. So again, I am promoting healthy relationships and changing your mind space, right? To change your life, and also love on somebody. Give someone a hug. Sit and talk to somebody. Sometimes don't even talk. Have them talk and you listen. Because we need that, right? I'm always going to promote togetherness, right? So, saying that to say, again, this is your girl Bindi of the Raw and Spicy YouTube channel. And I'm still going to say, Miss Williams, if you're nasty, right? And guess what? I'm hoping to put out some more content sometime soon. And I hope you guys listen, share, like, and subscribe, and give a comment. I will read your comment. And guess what? I love you guys.